Who's she talking to?
We live, baby. I'll put that up. So we are now at the end of our series. So we've done who, what, where, why, and how. And now we are on when. So the question I plan to answer today is, when will all of this pay off?
Because I know she ain't gonna walk up with me.
That makes sense. So let me ask y'all a couple questions first. So the title is when will all this pay off? So who is it that rewards us? That's a question for y'all. Who is it that rewards us?
God.
Jesus.
Okay, y'all know something?
Because he died for our sins, which is a reward.
Okay. I'm glad you be listening.
Glory is our reward.
Glory is not for us.
And what do we do to get rewarded?
Believe, have faith.
Stay with him. You know,
Trust him.
Read your Bible. And, you know, believe what you read, basically.
I'm glad you said that, because that just made me want to add something to it.
Live the way that he intended for us to live. Follow the 10 Commandments and the laws that he set forth for us to follow.
Okay. And what are, Malia, what are your ideas of heaven or eternity?
That's a great question. I think there's not just one layer of heaven. I think there are multiple layers of heaven that you have to go through. And the very last layer of heaven is where God resides. But each layer has something for you in it.
Jazz, what do you think heaven is like?
Basically what Malia is, but also like when you get there, I feel like even though a lot of people say when you get to heaven you might not remember people or everybody, but I feel like when you get there you're gonna see a lot of people that we've lost. Maybe not all of them, because maybe all of them had their own little footsteps that wasn't in God's favor, but at the same time you might see most of them. So I feel like it's really like when you rejoice with people that you've lost, and also kind of like what Malia said, is different layers in there. And I feel like the peak is where God is.
Dreezy, what you think heaven is like?
Have you seen that TikTok when the girls be pregnant and then when they eat for the first time they be like, it's like a reward? That's how I feel like heaven is gonna be like.
Like food. I'm glad to hear that. Heaven is like food. Mama, what do you think heaven is like?
Did you eat it?
No.
That's why. Okay.
And that's not what I meant by that. The whole part of it was that they say it's like a reward. So, of course, they're happy when they're eating food, but like just happy in that moment and knowing that I'm getting rewarded.
Oh, just the feeling on the inside that you get, not the actual.
Yes, friend.
The food. Heard. So heaven is like dopamine.
Oh God! Whoa! I love how you just taking it so low.
Dopamine is the chemical that your brain.
I know what
gives
it
up.
is.
Yeah, when you see something like a puppy, you get a dopamine trip.
So that's what we talking about, right?
It's not like injections.
CJ said he about to cook me, so y'all enjoy the comments. Mama, what you think?
CJ, like CJ.
Don't even worry about it. Mama, what you think heaven is like?
For me, it's like a place of pristine perfection where the colors are bright, vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
The atmosphere is harmonious. The streets or the walkways are golden. It's just a place of bliss.
Mm-hmm. Turn up. I'm here for it.
Isn't that
And you know that explanation your sister gave, you know she's been saying that since she was little.
The layers situation?
Yes.
Yeah. She's been saying a lot since she was little.
it's your fault you dropped me.
You know, things get crazy sometimes. Arms get weak, knees get weak. So first, let's go and see what Jesus says the kingdom of heaven is like.
Go ahead, read.
So we're gonna turn to Matthew chapter 13, and I'm gonna have
you read.
Hallelujah.
Jasmine read first.
Wait, you said.
Thank you for shuffling so much.
You said.
Busting everything down.
Matthew 13.
Oh, my boy Jalen in this thing. What up, fiance? Fiance.
Congratulations.
Best marriage proposal ever.
Matthew 13.
We're going to Matthew chapter 13, verses 24 through 52.
Yeah.
We gonna take it slow though. It's okay because it's a bunch of little things, so I'm gonna be cutting you off in there.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts.
Well, you gotta wait till everybody get there.
Did you say
Oh, what's this?
Certain verse.
I'm really
24
tired.
to 52, I think I said. Yeah, 13. Whoa. Why you ain't bring that map out last week when we was talking about where?
I didn't have it. We wasn't in this. Where we at?
Matthew 13, 24.
This on in the 21st.
Matthew 13, 24. Tell the fam I said what up though.
Hi.
Jalen said what up though. Everybody said what up.
Oh, yeah, I can't see right now.
Who's that?
Jalen?
Michael football player.
I
don't remember all of them.
No, they remember you.
Yeah, everybody remember us.
Because I was the weird sister, that's why.
You was the baby that was running around
On all fours.
just doing everything.
Yeah, of course they don't remember me.
And I was
That
the
creepy
baby
looking one.
around gremlin.
Jalen been around since elementary school though.
I was
So
about to say you was
he was
the
there before you was even born.
you was the baby they thought that was gonna come in the hallways of Brace.
Yeah, the elementary middle school that's now closed.
Mhm.
Wait, which one?
Brace literally.
They closed
Get to
Brace?
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Everybody there, yeah.
I think something happens to every school that your brother go to.
Right? Because first it was Brace, and then it was Lathrop. What's next?
And then his college.
ASU.
Let's hope not. So verse 24. This is Jesus talking.
Another parable put the forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field.
Now, do we understand what's going on before she continues?
Break it down for those that don't.
So Jesus is telling a story, and he starts off this story by saying, the kingdom of heaven is like a man that planted seeds in the field. Continue.
What's the definition of a parable?
A parable is a story that is used to highlight morals. Say it like that.
But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way.
Now, hold on. Do we know what tares are?
Yeah.
Paper.
No. So, tares is another type of plant. When it's growing, it looks just like wheat up until its maturity, because wheat grows fruit and tares doesn't. So you won't be able to know the difference until they're grown.
It's like weeds.
Like weeds, but every plant got a purpose. Continue.
But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field, from which then hate it tares?
Now let's pause right there. So what Jesus said is, a man went and sowed good seeds in his field, and then his enemy came and sowed weeds in his field. And now his servants are in his field seeing the weeds with the wheat, asking the master, what's going on? Why is this happening? So continue.
He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up?
Pause. Do y'all think that would be a good thing?
To gather them up?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because then I feel like you get rid of them. Because I feel like that's what people do with their weeds.
Mm-hmm.
They pick them out or, cut them down. Some people cut them down. But I feel like most people pull them and pull them out and toss them out.
Y'all agree? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Well,
you
if
agree?
we're thinking like
just yes or no? No, you don't agree? Don't pull them out? That's not a good idea?
Pull them out.
Yeah, that's what she just read.
Oh.
The servants asked the master if he wanted them to pull them out. Do you agree? That's a good idea? She said that's a good idea. Do you agree? Yes or no?
Then no, don't pull them out.
No, don't pull them out?
No.
You disagree? Do you agree?
No, I disagree.
You agree? Either.
Yeah, I wouldn't pull them out either.
No, because they probably have purpose.
Without further investigation, I wouldn't pull them out.
Oh, yeah.
They did also say that the enemy sold them too. Does that add any value for you?
Shoot, the enemy could do a lot of stuff, but they could end up giving me glory in the end. So
I like that mentality.
Hurt me, but then in the end, it ends up giving me more.
It turned around in your favor.
Continue, Jasmine. Let's see.
But he said, Nay, lest
Lest? Is it L-E-S-T?
Yes.
Yeah, lest.
Lest while ye
wait. That means unless. It's the same thing.
Okay. While ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
So he said, we understand that when they're growing up, they look alike. So the mistake could be made from the servants that they would pull up some of the wheat along with what the enemy sowed to. Continue.
Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat onto my barn.
Ain't that something?
Into my barn.
So now we letting what the enemy planted and what the man planted grow together until maturity. And then the servants are going to go out and cut the weeds down, burn those, and then gather the wheat and put them into his storehouse.
Easier to decipher which is which at that point in time.
So continue.
Another parable put he forth unto them, saying,
Oh wait, pause right there. Okay, so Jesus says this is like the kingdom of heaven, yeah? So do we understand the parallels that's being made here?
I was gonna say the way that he said planted seeds and in the field, it seems like he basically like a little wheat farm kind of situation. But it also feels like that he's also the way he's saying like the wheat is growing and everything makes it implants to us. Because there, some people that follow with God and some people that doesn't, that might follow with the enemy.
Yeah.
You don't know until a certain time.
For sure.
So that's where I feel like the connection is.
Like she said, one of them is the wheat.
You're not going around to ask other people?
I wasn't.
I was interested in what everybody else had to say. So
well, let's do it then. She put down one. She said the wheat are the righteous people that follow God. Is there another parallel that you see? That. She did drop that.
I'd rather go last.
That's okay.
I'd rather go last.
At this point, I honestly feel like you should stop it there because she was the only one that wanted to speak also.
I'm saying it's okay that you rather go last, but my attention is still on you so that you can continue. Do you see another parallel in that story?
For me, because I said I wanted to go last.
You are last.
Because I am the elder in this group.
Yes, you are.
So I like to hear
ding, ding, ding
from the ones that are growing their knowledge in their faith, in their belief in what they understand and get, they got it. They're on the right track. Then I add my 5 cents because it's worth more than 2 in. Yes, the parable is referring to humans, God's children. And the time of harvest is the time of his return. And that's the time of when it's time for people to be called up. He's coming. He's going to separate the two.
Can I stop you right there? Turn up. We got 2 now. Do you see any other parallels in this story?
Just say you should stop it there.
That's just say she doesn't have anything to add.
Only thing that like really keep popping up in my head is like I really don't know how to explain it, but like like the bad seed, like saying about like sowing bad seeds. It just lets me know that no matter like how our seeds are planted or like whoever plants them, like he knows how they're gonna come out in the end. So
what are the bad seeds?
I would say people who like don't believe in God.
There we go. That's what I was waiting on, the parallel.
Okay,
turn up. So we got 3 of them now. Malia, do you see any other parallels in the story?
After what I heard them say, I thought I went the wrong way with thinking because I thought that we are the farmers and
are the farmer? You mean the servants?
Oh, okay, the servants. And then I saw the wheat and the tare as blessings and curses. Like if we don't follow and trust him, then we will pick out some of our blessings that were made for us. But if we wait, then we are able to find out what is meant for us and what is not meant for us. So that's where my mind went. But then I was like, how did they go?
I mean, you're not necessarily wrong because that's a great thing to pull from it. And he tells another parable that's similar to a sower planting seeds and they being blessings. So you're not wrong. It's just not specific for this situation, because Jesus starts by saying that there's one man that sows seed in the field, and then his servants are watching out for him, and they see that an enemy planted seeds in there too. So it's one person planting, or two people planting, but one person planting the field, one person that owns the field. So yeah, there goes another one. So going through it again, the man that Jesus is talking about is God. God sows the seeds, which Jasmine said are the righteous people. And the servants are the angels. The enemy is obviously Satan, or the devil, whatever you want to call him. And he plants his tares, his bad seeds in the world. Now, what I think is really interesting about this is Jesus is describing the kingdom of heaven, but it sounds like the kingdom of heaven is here, right? Because he says, let them mature and grow together. We grow together down here. So that means the kingdom of heaven is already here. That's the first thing. So then he says, after they've grown together, you'll be able to tell them apart. So first, gather the tares, the bad seed, the enemy, and burn them. And how does that sound when we think about people that talk about the rapture and the believers being taken away? Does that sound like the believers are being taken away first, or is the bad seed taken away first?
I was gonna say that
we all growing at the same time.
I was gonna say, because the way that he,
that's what it said in the story.
I was gonna say the way that it said in the verse.
Let's read it again.
Ain't that what it said?
Let's read it again.
He said, let them grow at the same time, so you'll know when to pick them, right?
Yes.
He said, verse 30.
Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles,
first.
Burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn.
See, but she didn't let me finish. I just told you where it started.
I'm not understanding what you're saying.
I was gonna say,
I told you we all start together, like we all grow together, and then I paused because we was going back.
Oh, you said grow. I thought you said go together.
No,
I was gonna say no, because it sounded like the tares.
I'm having a Cam incident again.
Yeah, but I was about to say, but it sounds like the people that doesn't follow in God's footsteps, or stay with God, goes to hell, and then we go with God to heaven, or we stay in heaven.
But then that also puts something into perspective a bit. It's kind of saying that we're gonna be there as these people are collected and then taken to punishment. So how would you feel about seeing people that you close to taken to punishment because they didn't know the word that you know? This is a question for everybody, not just for Jasmine.
This might be a little hurtful, but now
I mean, you gotta be honest.
I was about to say, I will be like, I feel bad, but at the same time, it's not my fault, because I tried to let you know, and you seemed like you was listening, but I guess you went your own path, and this is where it led you. I'm cool. I feel bad for you, but
Malia,
I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
How would you feel watching your Muslim friends from school being sent to punishment because they don't know the truth that you know?
If that ever happens,
whoa, hold
I
on.
literally about to say,
it's Michael.
Hold on now. Hold on. The word. The the word said there will be a harvest.
I will feel upset that had happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's out of my control. I can't do nothing about it now. I will feel upset. Mm-hmm. I will have the gratitude in my heart to shed a tear or feel. Mm-hmm. But what can I do? I can't reach out and grab you.
You can do something now because it's not that time now.
Well, they know I'm Christian, and if they shall want to go that way, then
what is this?
They can.
We gonna get there.
Sexual orientation, if they want to go this way. Please.
You? How would you feel about seeing? I've asked you this question before, in private, but just public stage now, so let the people know. Yeah. So how would you feel about seeing your loved ones led off to destruction because they didn't come to the truth like you did, or they didn't know the truth like you do?
I'm gonna be hurt because niggas tried to help them, but it's up to them to retain it. But it's still gonna hurt watching them go though. Easy.
No.
Ditto.
So what I hear a lot of is I tried and tried. I mean, except for Malia, we don't get there. I tried and tried.
Because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Hello.
So
what? You better grab that horse.
Oh my God!
Take the horse by the. What's that saying?
Take
the horse by.
No, I have the phone in my hand too. No.
I know. I just wanted to fit
God
it in.
can only accept you if you are genuine about following Him. He can't accept you if you were forced to follow Him.
Yeah, for sure. But I do think, based on watching debate videos and changing the heart of one of my friends, based on the many that I've reached out to, that people can come to Christ through reason, and people can come to Christ through experience and through miracles. So you going and explaining the Bible to somebody can really open their mind and lead them to the Bible. But there are also situations where people are so closed-minded and so attached to what they grew up in that they don't want to hear what you have to say, and they have to have a supernatural experience to be led to the truth. But that shouldn't stop you, because your love for people should make you invite them to the eternity that you're gonna be living in.
This is true.
She was up there saying he who shall not be named, and I was about to say mom's husband.
In what way?
We can say we've had a friend that we're no longer friends with anymore who had a personal and close experience and close call to where like they had a come to Jesus moment, as we can say. Yeah. And
I had to do it for the camera.
Thanks. They still don't understand or like want to follow like they should be doing. And no matter how much you try to give that person advice, because I promise, Pinky, I have, but it still feels like it's going out,
going in one ear and out the other.
What she said. So, do I put this horse in a chokehold, even though they're bigger than me? What do I do?
There are 2 verses for that. 1, don't throw your pearls before swine. And 2, dust your feet off when you leave in the city after you do all that you can do.
I picked myself up and tried again. No Aaliyah, but I mean, I don't.
I feel you.
That's swine and ate all my pearls.
And I feel like you do you know who I'm talking about?
Make some more, Paige.
No. I have my own experience with one, and they've had several experiences, and has admitted that God looking out for me. Okay, you say that, now let's move forward.
I can spit 2 verses for that. Forgive your brother 70 times, 7 times, and then the Lord forgave us while we were yet sinners. So like we supposed to express that same kind of love.
I still have the love, and I still try to bring them to the realization that could nobody have done this for you but God. And with you admitting that, now hey, let's do this. Let's delve into this a lot deeper. There's some things that you need to change.
Feel that.
You know that saying, you can do it till you blue in the face.
Yeah.
I was blue.
Looking like velvet.
Ain't
that her name though? From Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Violet.
Oh, Violet.
Mm-hmm.
I was close. I know velvet. Relax.
So,
and I'm not talking about cake.
okay. I asked that question. I asked that question to further push you all into the idea that we have to be dedicated to talking to these people that we care about.
I'm sorry. I had
when it comes to eternity
to do that real thing. You know, they had to cover up. Then you drop it here. I stabbed it and smacked into this wall
because we don't want to see them go to destruction. Yeah. So we gonna go on to the next parable now. Wow.
When she gotta come back.
The distractions is crazy.
She's gonna grow.
Naked ladies at Bible study.
Michael, that you out in Bubba.
That's your mom.
You have to relax.
Yeah, mammy.
Oh my God.
Yo, naked mammy.
Okay. You ain't gonna tell her you ain't got no mammy? So
we gonna start at. We don't define that word. That just means mama.
It's not a good term in the South.
I've heard. I don't know exactly what it means because it really don't matter to me.
A mammy is not a mama. They don't take care of their child.
Where do we get this definition from?
As somebody in the South that came before me.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Came before me, baby. I'm just in my 20s.
Somebody in the South that's old enough. Where does this mammy definition come from? I'm not understanding.
I think from back in the day, from Niggers and Jigaboos and Blackface.
Please stop.
What?
You just look.
That's where it came from. Because they used to. That's what they used to call them when they were in blackface. The big black mamas. They used to call them mammies. I learned that in English class.
That's a lot.
My black English teacher taught it to us.
So we on verse 31 now. Go ahead, Jazz.
Well, that was smart.
Okay. Wait, I want
Bubba to get sick. Well, you got a little bit of questionable kids, so I'm only questionable because Michael dropped me. All right. You might have to treat my poor pen like that. Oh.
We on verse 31.
Right. Snoop Dogg on the laptop. Hydraulics going crazy.
Say something else.
Say something to me.
I'm just waiting for Jasmine to start reading.
No.
Are you ready?
See something.
Where we at?
Verse 31.
Oh, okay.
Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field.
Okay, so do we know what a mustard seed is?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
The mustard plant.
You should look that up.
So
I have the dictionary right here, so he can explain it to me.
It's not the same.
A mustard seed is the seed of the mustard plant, which they use to make mustard. Have you ever seen Dijon mustard like in a jar? It usually has seeds in it because they grind it. I would just have to show it to you. But also, mustard seeds are really small seeds.
That's why I told you to look it up.
So
you can see.
He says, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed. The kingdom of heaven that's supposed to fit all these righteous believers and God and his servants and his temple and his thrones is like a mustard seed that a man planted in the field. I think Jasmine looking it up. You want me to show the people? I'm gonna show the people what a mustard seed is. This is a mustard seed, everybody. It's a
and it's multiple pictures. You might
that is so small. Is that it, Mike?
Yeah, it's very small.
Yes, it's incredibly small. They got the black ones. Mom, it is. Here we go. Mustard seeds, everybody.
First off, there's a mustard seed
Tiny.
family counseling in Sterling Heights.
I don't have time.
That means
So
they only give you a mustard seed side of help.
Wait,
Size of help.
why is there a mustard seed preschool?
It's a small preschool.
they
It's for the miniature children.
y'all are ridiculous.
Back to the reading. 31.
Okay, go ahead.
That's where the Oompa Loompas
32.
go to school.
So the kingdom of heaven, which is supposed to be huge, he likens to the size of a mustard seed that a man plants in the field. Continue.
Which indeed is the least of all seeds, but when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs, and becometh a tree, so that the birds of the air come and lodge in the branches thereof.
Now that's a short one. Just showing you that the kingdom of heaven is something that grows in you. Not the kingdom of heaven in general, because it already has to be huge.
I was gonna say because people be making like comparisons of like how nature and roots and stuff look, and then how our veins and stuff be looking. It looks like plants and roots and all of that. And everybody was like, that kind of makes sense because it's like, especially since we read in this verse, kind of makes sense because it's like he's saying like came from a seed and everything, even though
we come from seeds too.
Yeah. So it's like how our inner works, our inner body is basically is like the plants and the roots and how the trees grow and everything like that. Because I remember somebody saying in slave times they used to braid roots and stuff in our heads.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think y'all were the size of mustard seeds.
Smaller, actually. Just crazy.
Wasn't Michael born prematurely?
Nah.
No.
Post.
Very post.
We gonna go.
Jasmine? Who's born prematurely?
None of y'all.
We on verse 33 now.
I was.
Another parable spake.
Spake.
He unto them, the kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven.
No, wait.
11.
Yeah, it is pronounced 11 as
Okay.
well. But does anybody know 11 is?
11.
We gonna exclude the elder.
No.
No. 11 is yeast.
Yeast or east?
Yeast.
Oh.
Do we all know what yeast is?
Yeah, what you make to make bread.
Did you say yeah?
Or
I was
is
gonna
it?
say yeast.
Or is it a
I was
fungus?
gonna go on more depth and be like yeast is
Yeast
like
is a fungus.
because, yeah.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Okay,
Like
continue.
that from Chowder. I ain't gonna hold you.
My dog.
I knew that yeast was a fungus because it sounds like a fungus. Because I did some
No.
research about
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I knew where you were going.
mushrooms. Because I like mushrooms.
You said it's pronounced leaven.
Yeah, 11.
Okay. Leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal till the whole was leavened.
Okay, Malia, that's what you said. So the kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman put in some flour until all the flour, did its thing. It blew up. Okay.
So she was making bread. She was making
exactly because the bread maker is doing the talking.
Yeah.
But it's exactly what he does.
Now the kingdom of heaven is what made the flour grow. Keep that in mind. Keep going.
All these things spake Jesus unto the multitude in parables, and without a parable spake he not unto them. 35, that it might be for. Wait, never mind. Did you want me to continue to verse 35?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables, I will utter things which have been kept secret from the foundation of the world. Then Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field.
No. Here you go, Malia. He about to explain the parable for you.
Okay.
Again, not saying that you was wrong. This is he told the story, so this is his explanation.
Mm-hmm.
He answered and said unto them, He that soweth.
Is it soweth?
Soweth, there we go.
Okay.
The good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one.
Mm-hmm.
The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels.
Mm-hmm.
As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. The Son of the Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out all his kingdom, all things that offered, and them which do iniquity.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we off? 42. And shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and
gnashing.
I was about to pronounce the G in there. Of teeth.
Now pause right there. Now we see again, even in his explanation, I feel like he puts emphasis on it.
Mm-hmm.
First, you gonna gather the stumbling blocks and those doing lawlessness and shall throw them in the fire. And then after that, continue.
43.
Yeah, 43.
Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father.
Then
who hath ears to hear, let him hear.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in the field, the which when a man hath found, he hiddeth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field.
Okay, pause right there. So he's starting another parable after explaining the wheat and the tares, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure in a field. And so a man found this treasure that was in the field,
Mm-hmm.
and he hid it. And he went and sold everything that he had to buy that field that he hid the treasure in. How much more valuable does something that you find have to be for you to sell everything that you own for that one thing?
A lot.
So when we say that we did all that we can to help the people that we love, have we really?
No.
I feel like sometimes yes, because you know that they believe in God and got a relationship with them, but it's just not where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it's also like, is that my fault or is that their fault? Because I feel like your mama said, I'm leading you to the water, I'm giving you the right things, but it's also up to you on how you use it.
And also praying for you.
Well, let me ask you this. Ooh, how would our situation be if while Jesus was alive, I'm going to go down a story. So while Jesus was alive, he was telling the disciples over and over again that he had to suffer and die for their sins and to fulfill the Old Testament. But they wasn't understanding it. Even after he died, they still didn't understand it. He had to come back and talk to them and see them and explain to them and open their mind to the scriptures so that they will understand. So what kind of situation would we be in if after Jesus died, he didn't come back to tell us again that, hey, I died to fulfill this and for this, because he told us so many times, or he told the disciples so many times while he was alive. You feel what I'm saying? So like he could have just resurrected, went straight up to heaven, and anything else could have happened. But because he loves us so much, he came back so many different times, so many different occasions, so many different ways to let us know, like, this is what the deal is. This is why this happened. And this is what you need to do. You feel me? So we got to be strong and courageous through all of the ways that they try to wiggle through and give excuses for the reasons that their faith or their relationship with Jesus isn't the way it's supposed to be. We got to find ways to open their mind to the word so that they start reading it, because that's where the relationship, the knowledge really starts. I'm glad you said no first too, because I kind of felt like nobody was going to say anything.
You scared me.
I seen you jump. So continue, Jasmine. Verse 45.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it.
Another one. He says, this merchant man, which means he's always at the shops, he always looking for something to buy or sell, finally finds a pearl that he feels like is worth everything that he owns. And this one is a bit different because he's not placing the pearl into a field and then buying the field. All he has is this pearl to build off of. Continue.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast onto the sea and gathered of every kind, which when it was full, they drew it shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth and serve the wicked
Separate.
from among the just.
Yes.
Oh, sever the wicked from amongst the just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Okay. Pause right there. That one is pretty simple. The kingdom of heaven is like a big fishing net that fishers threw into the ocean and brought up fish of every kind. And they divided the bad fish from the good fish, threw the bad fish back, and kept the good fish.
Jesus saith unto them, have ye understood all these things?
Pause. Have y'all understood all these things?
Yes.
And he said to them,
They say unto him, Yea, Lord. Then said he unto them, therefore every
scholar, scribe.
Okay. Because I was going to say, I got something totally
Grab
different.
my shoes and go back and sit down.
Scribe, which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven, is like unto a man that is an householder, which brighteneth forth out of his treasure things, new and old.
Okay. So he says in this last part, therefore, every scholar taught in the kingdom of heaven is like a householder who brings out of his treasure new and old. So what he's saying is, if you are taught in the kingdom of heaven, then you are just as wise as Solomon, just to make a comparison and not repeat what he said. So we see Jesus has quite a bit to say about what we are promised, what heaven is like, to give us something to compare it to give us an idea of how we should treat our eternal life. So we're gonna go to Luke 23. I'm gonna go to verse 39.
It's 2 books after this movie.
So Jesus tells us what to do to reach eternal life. Now, Malia said it earlier already, John 3:16. We going to Luke 23, verse 39. Malia said it earlier, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. All you got to do is believe. But in that belief, if you continue to live, there is an expectation for you to grow closer in relationship to Jesus. And Jesus expects your relationship to be in similitude as marriage. So the same way that you would get to know your spouse and try to toggle your actions based on your spouse, you're supposed to do that same thing with Jesus.
Did you say Luke 22?
Luke 23, verse 39. And Malia, I want you to read 39 to 42.
39 to 42. Okay. And one of the malefactors which were hanged railed on him, saying, If thou be Christ, save thyself and us.
Now, hold on. Let me paint the picture real quick. Now, what's going on is Jesus is up on the cross. This is crucifixion time. And he has the 2 thieves next to him. And one of the thieves is speaking to him in his first verse. Now read what he said again, Malia.
Oh, I said, and one of the malefactors which were hanged railed on him, saying, If thou be Christ, save thyself and us.
Now,
so if he's Christ, he can save us.
If he is Christ, save us.
Oh, okay.
If you are Christ, save us.
Save yourself and us.
Yeah.
All that.
Thyself and us.
Okay, keep going.
But the other answering rebuked him, saying, Dost not thou fear God, saying thou art in the same condemnation.
Say it again.
Condemnation. Oh, condemnation.
I just told you how to pronounce it.
I couldn't really hear you.
Is that what the word stand for? About?
And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds, but this man hath done nothing amiss.
Now let's start right there. Wow. So these people is being killed up on the cross and found the energy to argue. That right there blows my mind. Hey, bro, didn't you say you was the Christ? You over there getting slit up like we is? Pull all of us down right now real quick. And so the other one is like, bro, you crazy. Don't you fear God? We getting what we deserve. And he doesn't deserve this at all. So continue.
I already just read that.
42.
And he said unto Jesus,
This
Lord,
is the second one speaking again, the one that got the first one together.
and he said unto Jesus, Lord, remember me when thou comest into thy kingdom. And Jesus said unto him, Verily I say unto thee, today shalt thou be with me in paradise.
Now stop right there.
Mm.
How interesting. Now these are two thieves on the cross.
Mm-hmm.
They was likely in prison just before this, so they probably know a little bit about Jesus. But does it seem like they was following Jesus before they was put on the cross? Okay, so these is bad guys up on the cross. But
following and believing are two different things.
Mm-hmm. Snap it up.
did they believe in Jesus before?
It sounds like one did. There's a possibility that one did and the other did not because of his mocking statement.
It did kind of.
When the other one is like, how dare you? You know, mock him. This is that man.
I can see that. I can see that. So that makes it a different.
With your explanation.
But I mean, it's still belief though, because he wasn't, walking in the commands of Jesus. So, and we see that this thief, believing who Jesus said he was, not walking in his commands necessarily. We don't know for sure, but we can infer. Jesus still told him that today you're going to be with me in paradise. Yeah. So that shows us that belief is the only necessity to get into heaven. But like I said, if you continue to live, let's go to Matthew chapter 5.
We left him back in 20. Leah, I need to teach you Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans. I need to teach you that.
Yes, you do. Yes, ma'am.
You said Matthew chapter 5.
We're going to start at 17 for this one. And then we're going to go back to the beginning. Chapter 5. Chapter 5.
Why your ankle so tight?
No, I don't think I need
We're going to start at 17.
sleep before Bible study. Or it's how I sleep. Because it affects my vision.
What is she talking
Mm.
Get out. Everybody.
Now,
Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to read through this because it's kind of like a precursor, prelude, whatever you want to call it. 17 to 21. And then, Dreezy, I'm going to have you start at 21 and go to 26. So it says, this is Jesus speaking. Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to complete. For truly I say to you, till the heaven and the earth pass away, one jot or one tittle shall by no means pass from the law till all be done. Whoever then breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches men so shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does and teaches them, he shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say to you that unless your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall by no means enter into the kingdom of heaven. So we understand that, right? That was pretty straightforward. It sounds kind of aggressive. It sounds like your mama or your daddy talking to you, yeah? So we get that. We know how that feel. Big time. Okay. So, Dreezy, start at verse 21 for me. And I'm going to have you go to 26.
You heard that it was to those of old, you shall not murder, and whoever murders shall be liable to judgment. But I say to you that whoever is wrath within his brother without a cause shall be liable to judgment, and whoever says to his brother, Rakah, is that right?
Yeah, Raka.
Oh, Raka, shall be liable to the Sanhedrin. But whoever says you fools shall be liable to fire of the
hell.
Huh?
You can just say hell.
Hell.
But let me pause you right there. So do we understand what he's saying? So he starts off by giving the commandment that was given to Moses, saying eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Right? We hear that all the time. You hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you.
Right. That's crazy. You said I went to the verse that said it too.
Yeah, we gonna get there too. But he's saying you hear that don't murder. So, but I'm telling you that even if you mad with your brother, that is the same as murdering your brother. If you throw insults at your brother, it's the same as you murdering your brother. As little as you calling him a fool, it's about on the same level. That's how Jesus looks at it.
Y'all be killing me.
Ain't I a sinner? Keep going.
You know what?
If then you bring your gift to the altar, and then remember that your brother holds whatever against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First make peace with your brother, and then come and offer your gift.
Pause. So, where is the temple of God? Or what is the temple of God?
The highest layer of heaven.
Okay. Is there another one?
Your body.
Boom. Your body. Your body is the temple of God.
Your body is a
Because
you're weird. It's an office reference.
So since our body is the temple and he's talking about taking gifts to the altar, which would sit in the temple, this can also equate to us glorifying God and praising God and asking for prayers from God. So in that, or being in that mindset, he says, whenever you realize in prayer or in blessing God that you have something against your brother, or that a brother has something against you, go to your brother and hash it out, whether y'all have to agree to disagree, or he's still angry at you in the end. You know, you went to handle the situation, to hash it out. That's the type of maturity he's asking for.
And it brings a deeper understanding to all have fallen short of the glory.
Yeah, that's a big one too.
Part to Mama and Lucy now.
Yeah, that's what I was hitting to when she said no, because we in our word, like, I mean, not like we supposed to be, but we in our word more than others that we know about. We should be seeing verses that we feel like other people could connect with and be like, hey, you know, maybe you should look into that. Yeah, look into this. Oh, I just seen this real interesting thing. Watch this video with me. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him to watch.
We on 25 now. We keep going.
Be well-minded with your opponent, promptly while you are on the way with him, lest your opponent deliver you to the judge, and the judge to the officer, and you be thrown into prison. Truly I say to you, you shall by no means get out of there till you have paid the last quarter.
Now he goes even further and says, to your enemy, have a good mind towards them. Not even just treat them well. Think about them well, which is so hard. Mm-hmm. I'm glad we agree.
Yes, it is. I have a particular situation me and your mama was talking about earlier that I don't know if I'm ever be able to get over, but I be trying.
Mm-hmm.
I act so fake to them in their face. I see them every day.
But you
we don't see them no more.
I was about to say, but you got to be well-minded. But if you being fake, then you already bad in your head. You can't
I
even.
mean, it's not like it's just when I see them, I'm like, hi, I speak, I respect.
Mhm.
It's not like I'm
Oh,
like,
it's just because you
hi.
don't like. Okay,
You know,
I get that.
it's
I do
just-
that too because I'm not gonna disrespect you just
Yeah,
because I
unless you
don't like
disrespect
you.
me, and then I'll,
Yeah,
I
I get that.
People, once I cut you off, you cut off.
I can't cut them off.
Y'all gotta
have-
get to
I
the
see them
point
every
that
day in
y'all
6
just
hours.
turn pages of the Bible into stars and just start hitting them with it.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
You
Oh,
need
that's crazy.
Jesus. You need God. He said,
Ripping
"Love
Bible
thy
pages
neighbor."
out and origami in the book. That's crazy.
Oh my God. It's like the cards from off of that. Now you see me thing.
Yeah.
You
That's
need
tough.
God. You need Jesus to start flicking holy oil on them. Light them on fire.
I
Say,
started
this is
picturing
God's
what
fire.
he did in the second one when he was stuck to that sink. He was throwing the cards at him real hard.
You know, that's a real stretch.
Yes.
Um,
You're supposed to
every
put your,
morning.
you need to put your shoulders down though.
She's not really stretching. She was trying to show something.
why we
Shut
even
up.
talking about that?
Ooh.
That was out of love because the Bible did just say love the brother.
Why? Why?
That was out of love.
Why'd you want the cameras off?
No.
Mama, start at 27 and go to 30 for me.
And I just tell you, I can't see.
You want me to hold your flashlight?
Put it in your mouth and hold it and read.
You have heard that it was said, you shall not commit adultery. But I tell you that anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart.
Pause.
I know what adultery means.
What does adultery mean?
Okay, so adultery is basically cheating on your wife or loved one.
Mm-hmm.
So, or because we learned about it in Honest English and it was one of my vocabulary.
Mm-hmm. So if
Taking
we
our
are
eyes out of heads.
if we are supposed to treat our relationship with Jesus like a spousal relationship, then what would adultery with Jesus look like?
Not being faithful, not
Or-
keeping up
or-
our bargain, loving him the way we should, going back on our words.
Okay, I got two things.
Being mean. or
Worshiping
something. Yeah.
another god or deity.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, or
Yeah, because it would
Yeah,
have to
with
be the same
him
concept.
down below.
Yeah, it would have to be the same concept. Because if you was married to somebody and he's just being mean to you, you wouldn't call that adultery.
No, not like that. I mean, like, that's the best.
Well,
Really?
what would that be called? Because you just said that we should treat your significant other or your spouse like you would treat God, and you wouldn't treat God like that, would you?
Yeah, you
but
will
that-
wrestle
it
God.
would be murder because that's anger
You
and
wrestle God?
adultery.
Interesting.
You bite God.
I wrestle with God sometimes. Yeah,
You bite
the
him.
Holy Spirit be grieving occasionally, and I'll be messed up about it. We can just keep on.
If your right eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to be thrown into hell.
Pause right there.
Like I said, taking the eyes out of heads.
Does this? Hey, that's funny.
It's kind of
Because
like
it do come right after the adultery
Yeah.
thing too.
Taking the eyes out of heads.
Jesus said, "I'm."
so.
That's
It's
crazy.
it's
Cut it
like
off.
if you got an infectious part of your body, you got to cut it off before it gets the whole,
Right.
all of you.
Mhm,
So cut it off before it affects everything,
mhm.
so you can be healthy and live.
Mm,
But in this case, it's so you can go to heaven.
Yeah, but this is also figurative because later on, as we read, we understand the context that this is a heart issue.
Mhm.
So no matter what you physically cut off your body, it's not going to stop your heart from wanting whatever sin that you was
Yeah.
indulging in.
And Mortal Kombat move.
Yeah. Yeah, ridiculous. Wouldn't that be amazing? But what I wanted to say was, does this sound like the Jesus that we usually hear about, like in public or in little videos where they talk about?
No, because people like to only think about Jesus as this sweetest, nicest person that doesn't talk about anything harsh or rash.
Jesus is love.
As the Messiah, most times people don't want to talk about things that's going to allow them to self-reflect. So they don't bring up the things that they feel will condemn them.
Yeah.
Or make them feel some type of way about the way they're living or the way that they're walking. So they omit that part.
Things that they've done in the past.
I always say people have difficulties self-reflecting.
Big time.
Or admitting where they are wrong.
Same thing.
What? I'll throw a sock at you. I'll throw you a Twinkie.
So continue.
And if your right hand causes you to stumble,
chop it off.
Cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to go into hell. It has been seen.
No, that's where you're supposed to stop. Thank you.
I thought you said 30.
Pronounce hell in
No, just 30.
Twinkie.
Pronounce hell in our Bible first.
Gay Hanam.
Gay Hanam.
Sorry.
Gay Hanam.
It's spelled G-E-Y. Is that
Gay Hanam.
But yeah, he just doubles down on the metaphor to let you know how serious this is. Like, yeah, I love you. Yeah, it's going to be all cool in some situations, but I'm going to really let you know how serious this situation is. And those are the things that I feel like we should be taking from Jesus when we trying to show him to other people. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be all cool and buddy with you, but when we talking about this, like, I'm gonna be 100 and I'm gonna let you know that this is a serious situation.
And this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So
like a parent scolding you.
Jasmine, can you read 31 and 32 for me?
It hath been said.
You with it strong.
Whoso
Black Hebrew Israelite.
I was about to say whosoever, but I feel like that's the whole word.
Is that what it says?
What's that?
It's basically all three words together.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Whosoever.
It hath been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement.
Now hold on.
Divorce papers?
Now Jesus is
that existed back then?
Yes, back in Moses' time. Because that's the law that was given to Moses.
Then what happened to divorce? Man.
People need money.
What do you
AKA the government.
What happened to divorce? Man?
Yeah, because if it existed back then,
what happened to that?
How did we lose it evolving?
When did we lose it?
Like,
I'm so confused about this.
When did people stop getting divorced?
Like they thought they had to stay with the man and couldn't leave the man, and then
there's never been a point where somebody had to stay in a marriage unless they wanted to.
They couldn't leave them and stuff.
Oh, is this divorce? Just in the Asian community?
No.
This is
in
just
America.
All around the world? I'm going to have to look into that because I don't think I heard anything about that.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know divorce was around for that long. I thought it was up until recent.
So Jesus is reiterating a law that was given to Moses, saying that it was told to y'all back then that if a man is going to divorce his wife, then he has to give her a divorce certificate. Okay, continue.
I had something to say.
Yeah.
I was about to say they was back then slapping their husbands with rock divorcement paper. But then they had
rocks.
But then it was that paper.
Oh, they did have
paper.
They had cloth paper.
Yeah.
Cloth paper. They didn't just have tablets.
They had like papyrus and it's another one.
Tablets.
You completely threw
Not
me
like
off.
tablets,
That's
but tablet
crazy.
stones with engravings
He
on
said
them.
throwing rock divorce papers at people.
That's what I said.
wow.
What's the Flintstones area?
I need a tablet right now. She over there.
Right
back at us.
5 days on some
I'm about to
divorce
say, just
papers.
think how long it took.
That's
Put the pressing letters
ridiculous.
together. Yeah, that's my
That's
signature.
ridiculous. Too, bro. I gotta sign this. All right, let's
Wait, when
continue.
was the printing press?
No, it wasn't then.
Because the first,
after the Bible,
yeah,
so that's a
because the first book to be printed by the printing press and go all around the world was the Bible.
yeah.
But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of
Fornication.
causeth her to commit adultery, and whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committeth adultery.
Okay, so I know that was kind of choppy, but did we catch that?
No.
So he's taking it deeper. He's showing everybody what God's real design is. So he's saying instead of you getting a divorce and serving a divorce certificate, you're not supposed to get a divorce at all. Unless your wife commits adultery or fornication. Do we know what fornication is?
Like sleeping with somebody
Unfaithfulness.
It could be that, but it's like all sexual acts that's outside of marriage.
So she's being a garden tool, like all around the village. I can't say the word. I had to.
I
It
don't
doesn't
want to.
necessarily have to be with a lot of people. It can be with one person. It's
Oh, okay.
just you fornicate. You ain't never heard somebody say like you fornicating with this
No, I
person?
heard it.
No,
Or stop fornicating or whatever.
Masturbation is
Ew.
considered fornications,
Okay.
but I don't want to say in this instance that it necessarily goes as far as if your wife or your husband is just masturbating that you can leave them, but like
Ew,
that
woman,
that
you're
falls
masturbating.
under the category of fornication. So it's like sexual acts from the most basic to the most extreme.
And take you back to the one man for one woman
Mhm,
and vice versa. And the vows until
Two men.
death do us part.
mhm. Yes, ma'am.
Till death do us.
So, Malia, I would like you to read 33 through 36. I feel like this is perfect for you.
Matthew still.
Yes.
Oh,
God.
Again, ye have heard that it hath been said by them of old time, thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord thine oaths. But
Okay, pause real quick. So, again, he is reiterating a law that was given to Moses. I would like to highlight here, Jesus has some amazing recall, because this is a speech that I'm sure, because they didn't just have regular accessible paper or a bunch of rocks to write on, that he was shooting this off the dome. So Jesus' recall is amazing for you to be able to say, hey, this is what you were told, and then boom, this is what God's actual plan is, what his actual design is.
You're supposed to be paying attention.
I am paying attention.
So it says that you have heard of old that you shouldn't swear falsely, but perform all the oaths that you swear to God. Just saying, if you do swear by God, make sure you do what you said you were going to do. Yeah, keep going.
But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne.
Wait, pause right there. So he said it used to be said this, but what does it say now? Did y'all catch it? Don't swear at all.
If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
But that's not what he's saying. Continue
I
reading.
don't think that's what he means.
No, that's just what it reminded me of.
Oh, okay.
Nor by the earth, for it is his footstool. Neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. But let your communication be ye, nay, nay.
It's a yay, but it means yes.
Yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these come of evil.
Okay, pause right there.
Oh, Jesus.
So what he's saying here is, don't say, I swear this, on my mama that, I swear to God this, I promise that happened. He's saying, let your yes be your yes and your no be your no. Anything.
My yes is a yes sometimes. Or my no is a no. It seems like it's not.
It's not.
That's a story for another time.
Yes.
So,
Like the arm rub.
So we see that he's saying that one word is enough. And if people don't accept it, then anything that you try to say beyond that is going to come from your flesh or the devil, says the wicked one. Dreezy,
Oh God.
read 38 through 42 for me. I think that's perfect for you.
You always think something perfect for me.
I mean, I said the last one was perfect for Malia because she don't be letting her yes be her yes and her no be her no.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
You heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist the wicked, but whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other to him also.
Hold on, pause. Hold on. Because I didn't pause you on the first one and then you started laughing. So it's like, nah, I gotta pause you. Now I'm gonna start with what I usually do, and then we're gonna go off the rails. So
Oh God.
Jesus again is bringing up something from the Old Testament. He says that you have heard you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy.
Love thy neighbor.
As that's so.
Dang, so turn the other cheek came from the Bible. That's
Yes.
so crazy.
Where did you think it came
Norbit.
from?
I'm willing to bet she thought it came from Norbit.
No, I actually thought somebody just made it up and everybody just started rolling with it.
Literally, like everything is in here. If we go to Proverbs, it's gonna be like boom, 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 boom. Oh my God, everybody says this.
That's crazy.
But and he says, but I say to you, love your enemies. I am not on the right thing, am I? You heard that? Oh yeah, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. It's tooth. It's talking about for revenge. Hilarious.
Gandhi.
And he says, whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn to him the other cheek also. Now,
You throw something else.
if I'm being all the way 100, I really think that this command is only for threats that aren't on your life, but they are for threats in defense to the things that you have to say. Because later on in Luke, he says that if you don't buy a sword, sell everything that you have and buy a sword. So in this, he's not saying don't defend yourself, but he's saying if the threat isn't on your life, or if it's exactly, you got to use discernment. If the threat not on your life and it's in response to whatever you preaching, and not by authority, of course by authority as well. That's what I meant to say. Then you just turn the other cheek, say that I'm being persecuted for the Lord. Jesus got whipped. I'm gonna get whipped too.
What are you doing?
Turning my back to him, so they turn the other cheek.
Yeah,
you look like a fetus.
Don't put the Bible up there.
I was about to say, yeah, you
It might
slap me on the
still
right,
rest in
and
my
have a turn me of the cheek, and the Bible gonna come to your left real quick.
Yeah,
You-
trust.
you know
trust
what's
if it's
really-
against my
They might
life, I'm gonna
still
summon
rest in my
Jesus, and he's gonna be right there. We're gonna be like,
You know what's really crazy about this?
Don't let me
Jesus
go.
actually
Please
got
don't.
slapped in the Bible.
Jesus
Somebody
got
slapped Jesus in the Bible. One of the rabbis, or the rabbi's servants, rabbi's guards, something like that.
Jesus
Slap
got some
Jesus
of
in the
those
face.
angels, and
How
they all
dare
go.
you. That's what I feel like.
He
You
jumped.
said.
How dare it?
Still
Yeah,
like,
it's in there,
Jared
though.
slapped me with
Um,
his dirty hands.
So
Gosh.
why did you start laughing? What was funny?
Because
reality.
yeah, reality.
What about it?
Sometimes it's hard for me to turn the other cheek
Mm-hmm.
because some more stuff might come up missing, or
Mm-hmm.
it's hard for me to turn the other cheek and let somebody else smack me,
Mm-hmm.
especially sometimes when I feel like my life has been put in danger. It's only one situation. That's the one that I'm trying to get over the hurdle of. But it be like that sometimes.
You
You
should've
know,
got
it
that
happened a
shot
long
done.
time ago. I probably
That
still.
was a really long time ago.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't still be on this, but
I mean, having your
It just
underwear
rubs
stolen
my
by somebody
cheek
that you
the
live
wrong
with
way.
is a pretty tough situation.
Say that
So,
again.
yeah. Having your underwear stolen by somebody that you live with is a pretty tough
That's
situation.
crazy.
So, I mean,
Oh,
I
It
get
is.
it.
And then having your
Is it?
sister try to come there and check me with you.
Story time for another year.
Yeah. Whose life do we want to put in danger today, God?
It's definitely hard to accept a beating, but Christ got the worst of it, and we supposed to emulate him. I mean, it's not too much that people can do to us now that resembles what they did to him back then. So I feel like that's what should drive us to continue through all the recklessness that the wicked world puts in front of us today. Continue. I think we on verse 41 or 40. Yeah, 40.
Who, me?
And he who wants to sue you and take away your inner garment, let him have your outer garment as well. This is just
So you walking naked with a bruise on your face now?
What Jesus said?
He said, let them panties go, girl.
What Jesus said? Oh, that was a heavy one.
He's trying to tell you don't need them.
You don't need them no more.
If you had them back, your things probably was sneezing.
Where was more stuff than that? Y'all just looking at the nasty part.
It said garment. So underwear is a garment.
You had to let a
And that's what she wanted.
TV stand,
So,
ice cream stole on my birthday. It's a lot I had to let
Birthday
go.
gift on my birthday was birthday present.
but it's I can get that. And it's more so the hurt. It's not so much the anger. That's why you carry that situation, because it's more so the hurt from that situation.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm a pretty decent person.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
sometimes.
how dare they, because of our connection, our relationship, do this
I took you in
to
like a
me.
son.
So it's the hurt. It's not so much of the anger. People confuse the two, and it's like, I'm mad. No, you're more hurt. And if you sit down and really analyze it,
You gonna start crying.
you're hurt.
You know, I heard something really crazy a little bit ago. He said it would be crazy if you squeezed the orange and apple juice came out, right?
Huh?
Yes, it would. But I'm running to Ripley's.
You gonna make you some bread.
I was about to say, I would have been like, what did I say?
Who wants orange apple juice?
Bro said he also finds it weird that when you squeeze a Christian, that Jesus doesn't come out. So that's what we need to start producing,
Jesus.
exuding. Whenever we're in tough situations, we need to start calling on Jesus and emulating Jesus and being like Jesus, because he is where our peace
I
comes
probably
from.
want a cracker situation. Told you I prayed a lot that day.
That's why a lot of situations I try to walk away from at work and be like, "Ooh, Jesus, tell me God can't say nothing." And then the other person be like, "Go ahead." No, I need God to give me how to. If it's something that they need to hear, I need God to be able to give it to me,
Mm-hmm.
so I can say it to them in the correct manner, and not in the "ooh, I just need to tell you something right now"
The
manner.
joy of being a manager instead of subordinate.
But I have to carry him wherever I go. I can't put him down. When I leave out my office, he can't be sitting in my seat when I go check on them employees or interact with other people. He got to be with me.
Oh, remember
Jesus
to
bite
show
me
you
on the hand whenever I'm about to say something.
So hit 41 for me.
And whoever compels you to go 1 million, go with him too.
Nah.
Is that million?
Yeah, it's not million. It's what Jazz said. It's 1 mile.
Oh.
But that's why it's spelled like that. So he's saying if somebody asks you for a favor, do more for them.
I did.
I just said Taiwan, but there's no.
I just read that somewhere, but it was like if a soldier, one of my leads had it on their extra monitor.
That's
if
crazy.
A soldier asks you to carry his load for a mile, carry it for 2.
Where they got that from?
Where they got that from? Jamaican. Why did you sound so Jamaican? Where they got that
Look
from?
at God. Dropping messages everywhere.
You from Jamaica.
You don't know the relevance until it come up.
Where they got that from?
And we ain't even in Proverbs.
Look at
Drop
that.
The Jamaican accent.
Now hit 42.
Where they got that
And that's
from?
gonna be the last one for you.
Give it to him who asks of you, and from him who wants to borrow from you. Do not turn away. That made me think about Friday every time I come over here.
Oh, I thought you was about to say fried chicken.
All that great stuff.
I mean, now also if you don't have, you can't give. So you got to make sure you filling yourself up too. But we're supposed to give whenever somebody asks, because that's what the Lord says.
Yeah,
I can't help but
I
give,
feel
and sometimes
as
I give
Christians,
too much to the
we
point where I'm
pour
broke
more
after.
into people or other people sometimes than we pour more into ourselves, or than we pour into ourselves.
You're not
That makes
supposed to
sense.
keep track because God got you.
This is true.
Yeah.
Sometimes I give.
That's what the precursor was for.
Slap in the face.
Yeah.
So I am gonna read 43 to 48.
Amen.
Jesus says,
Jesus.
you heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. This is an old law that Jesus is referencing.
Should I stop you when you read
If you got it, you got it?
it? I just got you.
But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those cursing you, do good to those hating you, and pray for those insulting you and persecuting you. That's tough, ain't it? No.
I do it daily.
There's a list here. Love your enemies, bless those who are cursing you, do good to those who are hating you, pray for those that are insulting you and persecuting you. People that's trying to kill you, people that's talking crazy, people that hate you, and people that y'all mutually don't like each other. You're supposed to love all them people. And you saying that's easy?
And I have helped them get now because of where I am in my life.
Oh,
now
okay.
It's easy.
Yeah, level 99.
So
I said, gotta work on mine.
In the name of Jesus, I won't throw nothing. I'm gonna just rub myself.
I feel you.
Do you want me to lay the
Because
Bible on
I
his
have aided in the advancement of people that I know don't like me, that I know have talked and told lies on me. But like I tell them, at the end of the day, I know who I serve, but also whether you talking to me or not, I'm still going to be fed. I say it constantly. I just said it last week, and I sat down and had a conversation with one of the people face to face. And I said, the one thing can't nobody say that I've lied on anybody, because you have not caught me in a lie, because I have not told one.
I'm waiting for you in the morning for coffee.
That was not.
9:30.
We didn't solidify that plan
Nah.
either because I had to be out at 9:30.
What you said reminded me of something that my brother-in-law told me. He said, Mike, a whole lot of people gonna get over you in life. And I was like, that's funny. They may think they getting over on me,
Right.
but God got me on the back end. I'm
Will make your enemies your footstool.
purposefully giving myself to these people. I'm not going out there on some dumb
Mhm.
stuff, like not knowing what the deal is. They probably is, in their head, like, oh, I got him. He doing exactly what I need him to
It's
do.
like, cool.
And the Lord, like, I got him. He up there doing exactly what I need him to
Let
do.
me catapult you to day shift. You can get more exposure. Let me put you in this position.
I mean, I told them to hop in. We live every Sunday, 6:00. Ain't nobody in here right now.
I don't think they remember that conversation because he still ain't sent me the money. I think they
So what's for dinner? I'm hungry.
So verse 45 says, so that you become sons of your Father in heaven, because he makes his sun rise on the wicked and on the good, and sends
Bless you.
and sends rain on the righteous and on the unrighteous. For if you love those loving you, what reward have you?
Get off of me.
Are the tax collectors not doing the same too? And if you greet your brothers only, what do you do more? And the tax collectors are not doing so too? Therefore, be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Now, this says, basically, it's easy to love the people that love you too, to love your friends. Even bad people love the people that love them too. It's like, good job, kudos to you. But you actually do a service. You walk in faith, going out loving somebody that you don't know, that you mad at, that's mad at you, that's trying to kill you, or what have it.
Hey, that kind of remind me of your tax situation with them folks. Going back and forth, you be good to them, but they doing you wrong.
Stop that. That's my thing was how I can be at work. I work with you. There are things about your work ethic that I don't like that I address. But on our personal side, because I know you in both arenas, I can still love on you. I can separate the two because they're not one and the same. It's not you that I have an issue with. It's the ethical on the professional side that I have a problem with.
Yeah, that's easy.
And people don't understand that. Aaron had to break that down to some people about this is how she is. And they told him it's being two-faced. He said, no, she has a very rare quality that a lot of people do not possess. And she knows how to separate the two and she can compartmentalize. And I said, I don't hold it against because he knows. Everything that happened with that, I still was your cheerleader. And your knowledge, your skill set, and what you tried to do, and referred you to someone and told you what you needed to do in order to get a position. And he got it.
I wish I could be great like him.
So we're going to hit this next chapter real quick. Mama, read verse 1-4 for me.
Where are we in?
We in the same book. We just said the next chapter.
Did you bring some glasses up here for me? Jesus.
Mama, you stopped wearing glasses in like your 30s.
In the car if you want to borrow.
Given to the needy.
Give it to the needy.
Okay, before I read that.
Do you really need some glasses?
And I'm not going to cry.
Sound like you
That's a lie.
You got to relax.
There was a story that came on the news today. And it, I listen to the news as I'm getting ready and things like that. At times, things come across that allow me to pause. And I'm like, and I pay a lot of attention. And it's like, how can I help? Or what can I do? Or that's a good cause. Or I like what they're doing, what have you. And it caused me to ask David a question. And I was like, David, why does it seem like there are more house fires around holiday time than any other time of the year?
When you say holiday time, what do you mean?
Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, that time from Thanksgiving to New Year's. And it's like, I forgot what his response was, but it was not a well thought out response. So, but what happened, it was a lady that has 4 children. They were all in a home, and she said a fire broke out. She said it broke out in the basement. But they showed some of the damage. The house is still standing, but she said they pretty much lost everything. And the fire department said the house is not livable. So they're staying in a hotel right now, her and her children, and she was just crying. And she was like, but she's like, I wasn't thinking about any of the things. I just wanted to make sure my babies, my children were safe.
Mm-hmm.
These are big, they kept showing big kids. And I was like, that's messed up. They started to GoFundMe, and all she's hoping for is enough money to extend the stay of the hotel they're in, because the Red Cross put them up, which they only put them up for a few days.
What?
Yeah.
That bothered me this morning. I was like, some of these programs need to get better. I will not get on my rant right now. But I was like, seriously, something needs to be done. And then I thought about the bags of clothes that when I call the people and they come, I donate and they come pick it up. I was like, some of those clothes are big. Yes, I can just give to the GoFundMe. But for me and something like that, the relationship that I could build with those individuals, for me, has more weight than me just giving blindly, if that makes sense.
For sure.
To something, because family isn't just the family that you born into or y'all share the same blood, the same genetics. Family is who God allows you to imprint on their life, or for them to imprint on yours. And so that has been on my mind all day. Like, what can I do? Okay, now let me read my part. I'm sorry. Given to the needy. Be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven.
Now pause right there.
You know what that means? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm not teacher.
Who are you asking?
Anybody.
Yes, I know what that means. Oh.
Do y'all know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
She sound kind of
Please
iffy.
explain.
Mm-mm.
Jasmine?
I was about to say mine is worded differently than mine.
It
It took me a minute to kind of keep up with mom until the end.
I'm sorry.
Because mine says, take heed that ye do not your alms before men to be seen of them. Otherwise ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven.
Okay.
Yeah, alms means good deeds.
So, what you?
I think it means, well, no, kind of, that it means to like do good without like seeking a reward, or like say if like how I brought your clothes up.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody needs to know that I brought your clothes up. It's just something that I wanted to do to be nice to you. So I can do something quietly without seeking rewards or praises from everybody. That's what it means.
For me, it's like, don't, like you said, the self-gratification, don't be boastful when you're doing things, because you're supposed to be doing things for the kingdom. You're doing things to serve God. So that should always be your thought process. You're doing this to bring people closer to God. You're just a vessel. You could look like Casper. You have no form, no face, no anything.
I'd like to be like that.
But you bring forth the word, the teachings of God. to bring people closer to him because you're trying to grow his kingdom for him.
Mhm. I just wanted to emphasize that it says in order to be seen by them, which y'all were talking about this about your intention, but I wanted to say that it doesn't mean that you should be trying to hide your good deeds
I
either,
was thinking about that too.
or like trying to catch people at a specific time to make sure nobody else can see, or drag somebody off to the side, or trying to be super discreet. Like if people happen to see it, then it's fine. But as long as you're not out there doing it for people to see it, for your own gratification, then that's where the problem comes in.
Yeah, I was trying to word that in my head, but I didn't know how to get it out because, like, you want to be, I guess, like, I don't know how to, like, really say it, but, like, you necessarily want to be loud with your praises to God, but you don't want to take any of the attention from him. I don't know, something along those lines.
But the same can be said for when you have to, I'll use the words of chastise somebody. I won't say check somebody. The same can be said for that as well.
It's funny about that is steps in Paul's letters. Supposed to go to them and then take them to church leaders. If the church leaders don't do anything after that, then you're supposed to announce it in front of the whole congregation.
Yeah, I'm not about putting people. It's like, I'll talk to you later. And I wait, and it's like, can we talk? Because this was off-putting, or,
I like the steps because it kind of places a fire under the church leaders, because I brought this issue to you, and this issue is biblical. I mean, that's why we got this far. And if y'all not going to do nothing about it, then I want the people that's following you to know that you're not doing nothing about it.
So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets, to be honored by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. I didn't know that was in the Bible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I'm done. Okay. So that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. I did. Your grandma used to say that all the time.
That's funny.
I used to like when my pastor would talk about these specific verses in church, and he would call out people in the church that do that specific thing and tie it back into the scripture. It's always my favorite.
That's crazy.
Look them dead in the eye and say what they be doing, walking like them across the stage with the little being, walking like an old person. He's crazy. Love him though. Crazy man.
Made me want to go back. Jasmine, hit 5 to 14 for me. This is the Lord's Prayer. So it's short. You're gonna be praying. It's fine.
All right. You said 5 to 14?
Yes.
And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray, standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you that they have their reward.
Pause. Everybody say what up to David. David in the building. All right, keep going.
But thou when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee in openly. But when ye pray, use not vain repetitions as the heathen do, for for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your fathers knoweth what things ye have need of before ye ask him. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Yeah.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and give us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you.
Hit 15 for me too.
But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses.
Read that again for me.
I can read.
But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses.
One more time.
I'll fight you.
But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses.
Now, I just had to read it a few times because, you know, the words is kind of like all over this. It's not the way I would structure a sentence. So I just had to make sure I was hearing it right. So,
And others too.
So,
Not so.
So, are you saying, Jasmine, or are you reading that if I don't forgive men, then my Father won't forgive me?
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's what it looks like it says.
Well, that means I need to let go of everything then, don't it? Like right now.
Let go, let God.
Let it go.
Like right
Don't
now.
talk with your mouth full.
Let go and let God.
Just swallows.
Huh.
Let go and let God.
That's a verse right there. And Jesus said that. Whew. Jesus was.
I was about to say,
With the
because I
tongue.
think mine go back and forth from red to black. For I think red is Jesus and then black is God.
Oh, turn on.
It's Jesus.
I love that. Okay.
I've been trying to catch on, but I could be wrong. But I
Red
feel like
is
I'm right.
Jesus. You right.
So we see Jesus first talks a little bit about how the heathens pray and we not supposed to copy them. They do vain repetitions. They pray in the synagogues and on the streets so people will see them. We're not supposed to be boastful, and we're supposed to go into our secret place and talk to God secretly. And he gives us
That's why Nana has a praying closet.
Yes, and he gives us an outline. It's not necessarily the exact words we're supposed to say, but we can. It's also an outline for us to be able to use to structure our own prayers based on what we want and need. But then it ends by saying, if you forgive men, or if you don't forgive men, then your Father won't forgive you.
I wish I was special needs so I could lash out on you.
That's a big one, ain't it?
Yes.
That's a big one, ain't it?
Yeah.
I mean, because we was talking about anger earlier, so it seemed like he digging real deep on that anger tip, right?
Is it he or is it you?
Oh,
I feel you.
yeah.
Oh, self-reflection.
Right?
Let's
I will take
Malia,
you to be.
Malia, start at verse
You know
16
that.
for me.
Sir.
Go from 16 to 18.
We're still at Matthew.
Yeah. Matthew chapter 6 now.
Matthew.
You know, when you said something about this, the last one, I thought you
You
said
said
right.
prayer.
That's what I
16 to
thought.
17?
We have 6 minutes.
16 to 17?
What?
6 minutes.
16 to 18.
Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance.
Countenance. It means a sad face, a sad expression.
Countenance.
Mm-hmm.
For they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily, I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thine head and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall send. Was that what you said? See it in secret shall reward thee openly.
Turn up. So when you fasting, don't
choke.
Make your face look upset and angry and sad and down, so that people can know that you are fasting, or ask why you look like that, so you can explain to them, like, yeah, I'm fasting, blah blah blah. He's telling you to wash your face, moisturize your face, make yourself look good, so that you don't look like you fasting, so that you look normal, so that you're not doing this for other people.
All I hear is your mama smacking.
Drizzy hit 19 to 24 for me.
Right.
Do not lay up for yourself treasure. Do not lay up for yourself treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal.
Pause for me. So, doesn't this remind you of the parables earlier, when we saw that a man found a treasure in the field and sold everything that he had and bought the field, and the merchant found the pearl and sold everything that he had to buy the pearl? So we see here that nothing on earth really matters, because eventually it's all gonna rust, decay, get eaten, pass away.
Mm-hmm.
Continue for me. 20.
But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. Oh, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
For where your treasure is, there your heart shall be also.
And that's where I wanted you to stop.
I'm so used to you telling me to stop after every verse. I just automatically pause.
It's because those two, or the three, go hand in hand. I just needed to break up the first two, but that's big. Where your treasure is, that's where your heart is. So if you figuring like, it's okay for me to chase this bag for a little bit, or chase this person for a little bit, or chase this opportunity for a little bit, and God gonna be okay on the back burner, you never know what day is your last day. So you never put God on the back burner for anything. Continue.
23, right?
22.
Oh. The lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is good, all your body shall be enlightened. But if your eye is evil, all your body shall be darkened. If then the light that is within you is darkness, how great is that darkness? No one is able to serve two masters, for either he shall hate the one and love the other, or he shall cling to one and despise the other. You are not able to serve Elohim and wealth.
Okay. So I wish I could do it. We got 2 ladders. I'm just not, that brave right now, or up here. But this pastor had 2 ladders on stage, and he said, this is what it looks like serving 2 masters. and is trying to climb both ladders at the same time.
Oh.
But you can only go up to like the third or fourth rung on the ladder before you about to do the splits, or you pushing them apart. You gonna have to go to one or the other. You can't continuously be on both. And I feel like that's a great analogy for this. You can only try to serve God and money, or God and the devil, to a certain extent where people will start to notice what side you really on. So I'm gonna read from 25 to 34. You said how much time we got?
None.
Because of this, I say to you, do not worry about life, what you shall eat or drink, or about your body, what you shall put on. Is not life more than the food, and the body more than the clothing? Look at the birds of the heavens, for they neither sow nor reap nor gather into storehouses, yet your Father of heaven feeds them. Are you not worth more than they? And which of you, by worrying, is able to add 1 year to his lifespan? So why do you worry about clothing? Note well the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. And I say to you that even Solomon in all his esteem was not dressed like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass of the field, which exists today and tomorrow is thrown into the furnace, how much more you, oh, you little of belief? Do not worry then, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or what shall we wear? For all these the Gentiles seek for, and your Father of heaven knows that you need all these. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these shall be added to you. But seek first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these shall be added to you. Do not then worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow shall have its own worries. Each day has enough evil of itself. We get that, right? The Lord is telling us that we can't add days to our life. So we don't know if today is the last day. So we live each day like the kingdom of heaven is in our faces. Does that make sense? Okay. So
she stole my phone.
Chapter 7, 1-5 talks about judging. Hit that for me.
Oh my God. I don't look like I'm eating.
Ooh. You don't. Your bag is pulled up.
That's spicy. Where we at?
Matthew chapter 7, verses 1-5. And then we got the golden rule after that. And Jesus tell us when the promise will come.
Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you.
Pause. Now look, this is a command, yes, but there is also a condition. He says, do not judge, but there is not a period there. It goes on to say, or you will be judged. And then continues to qualify it by saying you will be judged by the same measure that you judge the other person. So the Bible does not say don't judge. The Bible says don't judge, or you will be judged the same way you judge the other person. Continue.
Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a plank in your own eye?
Pause right there. So he's saying that you trying to help yo, you trying to help somebody that you care about with sin doesn't help them if you battling with the same sin. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Continue.
You hypocrite, first take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye.
He's telling you, go to the Bible and let Jesus figure it out for you. Because then you can show whoever you care about how to actually get the problem figured out. Instead of just whatever worldly ways you done tried that obviously haven't worked because you still have a plank in your eye. Jasmine, read the golden rule for me. It's going to be verse 9 through 12.
We skipping 7?
Or what man is there of
Would you
you?
like to read that, baby?
No.
Okay.
Did you say you can't read?
Or what man is there of you whom is his son asks bread? Will he give him a stone?
Hold on. Now, if y'all had kids and one of y'all kids asked y'all for bread, would y'all give them a rock? That's what the question is.
I would give them bread. My babies need to eat.
I probably shouldn't ask you. I already know. I done had a whole bunch of rocks growing up.
Uh-oh.
Dreezy, you said you'd give them a rock.
I didn't say anything. I give him a rock. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You do feed them
chewing on rocks growing up.
But look at you now.
Yeah.
Them rocks was good.
Continue.
He nice
It's a
and
rhetorical
bony.
question, obviously. Continue.
He's nice and bony.
Or if he asks a fish, will he give him a serpent? If ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do.
I'm sorry. What are you reading right now?
She in verse 12, but that confused me too.
No. Okay. It was a little while ago we were sitting here and I tapped this and it said 7-Eleven. And I said, that's funny.
Oh, because you
7-Eleven.
passed 7.
Then I said 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. I'm like, well, why is it standing out to me? So I picked this up and just said chapter 7, verse 11 to see if there was any significant scriptures.
Dang.
Matthew came up. Luke came up. And I was like, let me click on Matthew. And I read it and was like, Then I clicked on, I think Mark was one or something else was one, and it was real vague. And I was like, okay, I'll research it later. And I just put it down. So that's why when she read, I'm like, I just read that. That's why I was like, hold on, what is she reading?
You see
That's
what
hilarious.
the first line say, right?
I've had this radio all week.
This is real.
Yeah, I'm liking the circles.
You see what the first line say, right?
First line say 9.
After the comma, 11.
Then, though you are evil.
Being wicked.
After the comma.
Which one is
the second one.
Okay, say that.
My bad.
The second comma or the third comma? Because if you comma, then
How
comma.
about you just explain what you're talking about?
Mine say, if you then comma, being wicked comma, know how to give good gifts to your children.
Mm-hmm.
Know how to give good gifts to me.
I do know how to give good gifts to my children. You see where all of them are, right?
Huh?
Can we just continue?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
I'm starving and shaking.
That's a
From
gift.
scurvy.
Is it? Mainly for the last one.
Do you want me to reread 12 again?
Kick it out.
Or 11?
Kick it out in the snow.
No, you can just go to 12.
Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets.
Okay, boom. That's the golden rule right there. It is whatever you want somebody to do to you, you do to them. It's not whatever this person does to me, I'm also going to do to them. Because I hear that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that all the time. It's however you want that person to treat you. That's how you treat them, no matter what.
Others as you will have others do unto you.
Exactly. So I'm gonna read Matthew 24, which Jesus just talks about a few things that are supposed to come before the promise. And I'm gonna end it there.
24 and what?
Mm-hmm.
24 and what?
Mm-hmm.
Sounded like sweet tea.
What? That's what she said. What?
What is happening?
You got it to you.
You know what?
I'm about to wait now.
I'm gonna take
I
your
like that.
hand and I'll ball it into a fist and shove it up your butt.
Okay, y'all ready?
No. 24 and what?
Just 24.
Let me get my light. Oh, 1?
Mm-hmm. Y'all ready? I'm about to speed through this
I
because
straddled it. Oh, it ain't much on it. It ain't much on the other page.
yeah, something like that. Now, what's going on is Jesus is talking about a bunch of events and things that have to come to pass before his return.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we are going to go into depth on this topic when we talk about Revelation and the end times. So, just listen and take note and compare the things that you hear to the world that we live in now. Yeah. Verse 1. And going out, Jesus went away from the temple, and his disciples came near to point out to him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said to him, do you not see all these? Truly I say to you, not one stone shall be left here upon another at all, which shall not be thrown down. And as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him separately, saying, say to us, when shall this be? And what is the sign of your coming? And what is the end of the age? Notice 3 different questions. And Jesus answering said to them, take heed that no one leads you astray. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and they shall lead many astray. And you shall begin to hear of fightings and reports of fightings. See that you are not troubled, for these have to take place, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and reign against reign. And there shall be scarcities of food, and deadly diseases, and earthquakes in places. And all these are the beginnings of birth pangs. Then they shall deliver you up to affliction and kill you, and you shall be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many shall stumble, and they shall deliver up one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise up and lead many astray. And because of the increase in lawlessness, the love of many shall become cold. But he who shall have endured to the end shall be saved. And this good news of the reign shall be proclaimed in all the world as a witness to all the nations. And then the end shall come. And then the end shall come. After the good news is preached into all the nations.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. So that kind of puts a bit of a responsibility on us, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Verse 15. So when you see the abomination that lays waste, spoken of by Daniel the prophet. Wait, before I read that. And then the end shall come. Remember, they asked 3 questions in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Say to us, when shall this be? What is the sign of your coming? And what is the end of the age? Not really sure. I have to go back into it and do all that later. 15. So when you see the abomination that lays waste, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, put up in the temple, he who reads, let him understand. Then let those who are in Judah flee to the mountains. Let him who is on the housetop not come down to take whatever out of his house. And let him who is in the field not turn back to get his garments. And woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing children in those days. and pray that your flight does not take place in winter or on the Sabbath, for then there shall be great distress, such as not has been seen since the beginning of the world until this time, no, nor ever shall be. And if those days were not shortened, no flesh would be saved. But for the sake of the chosen ones, those days shall be shortened. If anyone then says to you, look, here is Messiah, or there, do not believe. For false messiahs and false prophets shall arise, and they shall show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones. See, I have forewarned you. So if they say to you, look, he is in the desert, do not go out or look. He is in the inner rooms, do not believe. For as the lightning comes from the east and shines to the west, so also shall be the coming of the Son of Man. For wherever the dead body is, there the vultures shall be gathered together. And immediately after the distress of those days, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give its light, and the stars shall fall from the heavens, and the power of the heavens shall be shaken. And then the sign of the Son of Man shall appear in the heavens. And then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and much esteem. And he shall send his messengers with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his chosen ones from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. And learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and puts forth leaves, you know that the summer is near. So you also, when you see all these, know that he is near at the doors. Truly I say to you, this generation shall by no means pass away until all this takes place. The Shamayim, the heavens and the earth shall pass away, but my words shall by no means pass away. But concerning that day and the hour, no one knows, not even the messengers of heaven, but my Father only. And as the days of Noah, so also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as they were in the days before the flood, eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they did not know until the flood came and took them away. So also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then two shall be in the field, the one is taken and the one is left. Two shall be grinding at the mill, one is taken and one is left. Watch therefore, for you do not know what hour your Adon is coming. And know this, that if the master of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not allowed his house to be broken into. Because of this, be ready too, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour when you do not expect him. Who then is trustworthy and wise, whom his master put over his household to give them food in season? Blessed is that servant whom his master, having come, shall find so doing. Truly I say to you that he shall put him over all his possessions. But if that evil servant says in his heart, my master is delaying his coming, and begins to beat his fellow servants and to eat and drink with the drunkards, the master of that servant shall come on a day when he does not expect it, and at that hour he does not know, and shall cut him in two and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So Jesus off the dome gives a full outline of things back then up to things that are happening now that are supposed to happen before his coming. And
a lot of wars going on.
Mm-hmm.
But he did not say that these things were going to happen consecutively, one immediately after the next.
Mm-hmm. You are very right.
Hurricanes
So
and stuff going on.
One
too.
would have to go back and research and scratch off a list as each of these things have occurred to actually know where we stand now.
Mm-hmm. And there are great people out there that's doing work like that. We'd get a bulletin board in here one day with some thumbtacks so we can look at some researches and some notes and some history.
It was research.
So we see that Jesus' victory gives us power to go straight to him and have our minds changed about sin to receive eternal life, not over sucky situations in the world. The world sucks. Jesus said that we're going to be persecuted, that we got to love our enemies. We got to turn the other cheek. The free will in the world didn't change. So people's option to choose violence and evil is still prevalent. And that's a small part of the battle. The other part is us dealing with our temptations and our own desires. But he promises that our negative memories and emotions will be coddled by his eternal presence when we do get to heaven, which is in Revelation. And we'll get to that when we do our end time study. I feel like a God that acknowledges the horrors of this life and provides a comfort, whether now or in the future, is realistic, logical, and loving. And it wouldn't make sense really to follow any belief system that says otherwise, because suffering is real. Only biblically defined fools would reject Jesus. Can we agree?
Mm-hmm.
Turn up. But that's all I have for y'all today.
Did you eat?
I had some rice earlier.
No, I did not eat.
And you didn't.
Can we ask the broke person without a car if they ate?
So, hey, what you have to do now? Just 10 cents.
What you saying? You want me to go to the grocery store?
No.
It's 8:21.
Can you make the cloves and ginger?
Make that?
Mm-hmm.